morning and welcome to another interesting day. A beautiful day is what I would call today. I just want to recollect a story that I read about a couple of months back. A professor in his class all of a sudden put up a surprise test for his students. And all the students said, "That cannot be possible. We have not prepared." He said, "There's no preparation necessary. This is a surprise test and you go ahead and do whatever best you can do." And the guy started asking, "What's the score? What's the scoring?" And the professor said, "It carries 50% of your final score." And the kids were like, "No way!" And there's no option for the kids. They have to go along with the professor. The professor distributed the question paper and he said that you're not supposed to open it. I'm leaving it on your desk. You have 5 more minutes to 10 and that's when you can open it. And sharp at 10 he announced, "Guys, it's time for you. Open it up." And they all opened it. They started saying something. And the professor said, "Be quiet, no questions, and nothing needs to be asked. What is there on your paper, you just write in the sheet that I've given to you additionally." And everybody said, "There's nothing there." He said, "I already mentioned you guys to be quiet. Can't you be quiet? You have 40 minutes to go to finish your question paper." And the guy started discussing with other students. The professor once again said, "Quiet please. Would you like to vacate the classroom and leave, Georgie?" And everybody became quiet in the class and they were like focusing. None of them were writing except for one guy. Everybody was thinking, looking at each other's face and thinking what they need to write. Finally, the professor called out and said, "Guys, you have 15 more minutes to go." Then everybody started to write. They started to scribble whatever they can to write about that question that they had. When the time was up, the professor asked them to give their papers and they gave in all their answer sheets grudgingly. They're saying that, "What kind of question? There's no question in there." The professor said, "I'm going to evaluate it. Now you will know what it is." Everybody was, "Professor, there's nothing in the question paper. You just had a blank white page." He looked at each person's answer and then he evaluated. And he finally called out to the whole class and said, "Guys, I see that only one guy in the whole class has answered it right. Everybody else has got it wrong." And everybody put their hands on their head. "Oh, that cannot be possible." Then the professor said, "I'm not going to score you today for this, but this is a life lesson for you." And he said, "I gave you a paper and everybody described the black color dot which was there in the white color paper, except for one guy. Everybody described that the black color dot was in the center of the page and how big the dot was, how many microns it was, and things like that. Some even had used a scale to measure the distance of the black color dot from the margin, from the left, from the right, from the top, from the bottom, and all that. But then only one person answered it right. He described the white page had so much of whiteness in it. He said it was able to reflect the light. It was so beautiful. I'm so glad and happy that I have a question paper with me. I'm happy that I've got a professor who is giving such questions, which is such surprise tests and things like that." And there he described the white more than the black dot. And the professor went on to relate things to the students in the class. I would ask you today, what are you looking at? Are you looking at the white paper or are you looking at black color dot in your life? It's very important as to what you're looking at. Many look at the COVID situation. Many look at the problems in their life. Many look at the difficulties that they face bringing up their own children, things that they see with their jobs and the difficulties of their jobs and so many things. But are you looking at your life that you're living today? Many of us in our lives as well, what are we doing? We keep, as human beings, we keep focusing on all the negatives that's there. Even here, there are things that is negative out here. There are plastic papers, or there are things that's waste material as well here and there. But that does not mean that I can't stop enjoying the beauty over here. It's beautiful. There's water, there are trees. It's actually forest reserve, and it's a beautiful place. And I need to be happy. But if I'm going to focus on all the negative things is what I'll focus on. Are you looking and grateful that you have a mobile phone in front of you, or a laptop or a computer, whatever it might be in front of you, that you are able to see me today? Are you happy that you have eyes to look? Happy that you have ears to hear? Aren't you happy for all these things? Why are you focused on the black color dot? It's your choice. You want to focus on the white sheet of paper, your big broad life, or you want to focus on the negative things in your life? The choice is yours. And whatever your choice is, you're absolutely right. But then that decides what your future is going to be. Thank you so much once again for joining me today. If you have missed any of my previous sessions, go ahead and watch, and please do subscribe when possible. Thank you.